instalment of Reddit stories. And today, it's been a very long time, I think, since we've visited this subreddit, but we're back on TIFU. Today I effed up, for anyone that's unaware. Essentially, this subreddit is an opportunity for people to anonymously share instances where they have messed up big time, and it can make for some really interesting and humorous reading. So we're going to take a nice, slow, relaxing, whispered look at some of these stories. I think I've got 5 or 6, all of varying length, and I'm trying not to read too much. The majority are the highest rated for the last couple of days, so they should be good, fingers crossed. But we'll begin with this first one. It's titled, TIFU Impossibly Got Scammed Out of an Apartment. Hi everyone, I live in LA County with 2 roommates and have been looking to move out soon. I got some advice that while apartment hunting I could check Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace for deals, private sellers, etc. I found this place on Craigslist for super cheap in Sun Valley. And though I thought this couldn't be right, I decided to humour it and contact the landlord. According to this guy, he's renting out the place. It's a one bedroom, 1 bathroom for super cheap to make some easy money and have someone watch over the property until he retires. He said I could apply. The application was $50 and he wasn't checking credit. He did ask what my score was though during the conversation. He said his lawyer handles the payment and to sell him, I did. I fill out the application and ask him how far back does he need to see my check stubs, and he said just fill out the application. He doesn't need to see them. I thought that was super weird, but I continued on. At this point some alarms are going off, but then again he's just a private seller and could just be in a bind. After going over the application, he said he approved of me and asked for an $800 deposit. I didn't want to give him the full $800 because I hadn't seen the place in person. I asked if he was available to show this week and he said yes, Thursday at 5 PM, and asked if that worked for me, but that he needed half because he had potential renters already. I gave him half, and this time the email was kinda weird. It was no name, just a combination of letters at Hotmail, and he said this was going to his wife. I said WTF, I'm already this deep. If this is actually legit, it'd really help me out. One thing to note, there was a woman's name on the bottom of the application and it didn't match his wife's name. Her last name also wasn't the same as his, but that's not super strange. About an hour later, he texted me that an applicant he asked his wife to attend to put down 3 months' rent, and that if I wanted to keep the place, I'd have to give him the other $400. He apologises, and I'm hesitant. I lag a little, and he starts texting me kinda urgently, which is off-putting and raises another flag. At this point, I'm in it for the long run, and I'm prepared to lose and have a plan to get this money back, so I comply. I go to bed hoping it works out, and wouldn't you guess I get a text in the morning from him. He tells me someone else paid the deposit and he wasn't aware of it, and isn't really comfortable with the applicant because they smoke drugs and I don't. He said he prefers me because I'm young, ambitious, etc. He asks me for the full rent, which is $1,200, and I absolutely cannot do that. I tell him I wasn't prepared to pay the rent today, and he asks if I can give him anything, and I tell him I can't, because it would make my finances too tight, and I have to be able to pay my bills on time. I tell him if he needs to choose the other applicant over me for the money, he can refund me and I'll look elsewhere. He says it's fine and not to stress myself and wishes me a good day. I thank him and he sends me a handshake emoji. Now, a lot of this seems like normal private seller interactions, but scammers are getting pretty good these days, and I wanted to know what someone else thinks. Yeah, that money's gone. That money is unlucky. You've lost $800. I mean, no offense, mate, but you've been so stupid. So your logic, you've given $400, and then you say, I'm in it for the long run now. You think it's a scam, but you just give him another $400 anyway. I'm not saying you necessarily deserve to lose that money, because you're obviously desperate to find accommodation, but I think your desperation led to just pure stupidity and naivety. Yeah, that money's not coming back. I'm very sorry. Not that you're watching this video, but in terms of how I would respond to you if it was you telling me your story, that is what I would say. This one is a nice short one. TIFU, by trying to surprise my wife in the shower. This morning I was doing some housework in the basement while the wife was doing some upstairs. When I finished up what I was doing, I headed upstairs and didn't see her anywhere. I heard the shower in the master bath running and assumed she must have needed a shower. I thought it's been a while since we've showered together, so maybe I'd surprise her by hopping in with her. I got undressed and snuck into the bathroom, and as soon as I opened the shower door, I heard a scream and realised that my 15-year-old daughter was the one in our shower. I bolted into our closet and shut the door behind me. While I was getting dressed again, the wife came running in to figure out what the screaming was about, and our daughter ran to her room and locked herself in. Turns out the wife was in the other bathroom using the shower to clean the kitchen trash can. Her daughter hasn't said a word to either of us since. My only hope with that story is that the man wasn't bricked up. You know what I mean? I hope his pole wasn't pointing to the sun. You get my point? Because that is genuinely scarring at 15 to see that. Not ideal, but maybe you should have checked around the corner before you went, diving in. Horny. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. TIFU, by peeing in my sink. Leave a comment if you ever weed in a sink before. That's such a word. Don't know why I've just requested that. Let's move on. I'm a serious mess of a person right now. What an opening line. My boyfriend is away for a few days, and I've been working like a maniac. After my 6-day work week, the dishes were piled up, but I was like, F it, I'll get takeout, and got really drunk. For unknown reasons, super drunk me decided to wee in the kitchen sink. I guess travelling 20 feet to the bathroom was too far, or maybe for the thrill of it. I'm a girl and don't usually get the opportunity to wee in weird places. I woke up late this morning to the smell of rancid piss and rotting food. Unloading the sink to drain it and soak the dishes nearly made me puke. How on earth has this story got 557 upvotes? So I'll be washing, sanitising and re-washing dishes all day with the fan on now. I'm probably seeking mental health resources. Wish me luck, and any horrible thing you can say about me, I've probably already thought worse. I don't think weeing in the sink is that bad. I mean, weeing on dishes that you're then going to have to clean yourself is disgusting, but weeing in an empty sink, I don't see too much of an issue with it, because, similar drains, no. But that is pretty grim, and I'm sorry if that isn't the most, relaxing story in the world. Let's move on to this one, let's do, how many upvotes has this one got? This has got 1,500. It's a relatively long one, but let's do it. So, technically, TIFU, by accusing my boyfriend of cheating on me with his dead husband. Technically, my effort was on Friday, but I just found out about this sub. Throwaway for clear reasons. My boyfriend, 32 male, and I, 31 female, have been dating for 8 months now, and he's honestly one of the best boyfriends I've had. He is super kind and considerate and has helped me through some dark moments I was going through when we first met. We currently don't live together, but things have been going really well. We hardly fight, and if one of us has a problem, it's easy for me to feel like I can approach him. About a month ago, I got a text from a friend of mine with a picture of my boyfriend eating ice cream with a woman I didn't recognise. He was supposed to be at work, and my friend, she works in the same area as the ice cream store, saw him there instead. I'm a little bit of a paranoid person because a previous partner had cheated on me before, so of course the alarm bells start ringing immediately. I talked myself through it and decided it was most likely a friend and just forgot about it. Fast forward to Friday. I got an early day from work and wanted to surprise my boyfriend at work and take him out during his lunch break. When I got to his office though, the receptionist said he was out of office for a few days and wouldn't be back until Monday. I tried not to freak out a bit, but I did and drove to his place. He was there and let me in, and it was just him. He told me he wasn't feeling too well and called out for a couple of days, and he was sorry he forgot to tell me. I stayed over and we got takeout, and eventually we both fell asleep on the couch. I woke up around 3 AM needing to use the washroom and saw his phone, and unfortunately curiosity got the better of me. I knew his password by catching it a few times when he entered it. Not on purpose. Of course not. His text messages seemed normal besides 2 conversations. One to a group chat with a bunch of people I didn't know, and one to a man named Jay, brackets fake name. The group chat stood out because the people in it talked to my boyfriend as if they were family, inviting him to vacations and outings, etc., but I knew they weren't his family because I had met them before. One person in the chat named Kristen also talked about how much their ice cream date meant to her, so I assumed she was probably the woman from last month. The text to Jay was sparse and one-sided, with my boyfriend sending random "I love you" and "I miss you" messages every now and then. I probably should have realised then what was happening, but being the dumbass I am, took it as him having a partner and me being the side piece. I woke him up immediately and showed him the phone, asking who the FJ and these other people were. He looked so furious. I knew then and there I had messed up real bad. He's usually very stoic and collected, but the moment he saw the unlocked phone, he got up and snatched it. He opened the Photos app and pulled up a picture of him and a man together. This is Jay, my husband. He killed himself 5 years ago. He then explained to me that every year on Jay's birthday, their wedding anniversary and Jay's death anniversary, he and sometimes Jay's family members would do things Jay liked to do. On his birthday, which was last month, my boyfriend and Jay's older sister Kristen got ice cream at his favourite ice cream place. He had taken a few days off this week because this week was when he committed suicide, and they all planned on visiting his grave. I had known my boyfriend was bi, but I had zero idea about Jay or his family. After he was done explaining everything, he calmly asked me to leave and not to contact him until he contacted me first. I love this man so much and I don't want to lose him, but I just accused him of cheating on me with his late husband. I have no idea where to even go from here. they've added an edit saying he hasn't reached out yet. Still. I mean, I think realistically this all could have been avoided if she had just politely asked him and said, "Oh, one of my friends saw you having ice cream with someone, who was it?" And then I'm sure he would have come clean about it all. Whereas you've evidently betrayed his trust and gone through the phone and instantly jumped to, which, to be fair, if you saw those messages, your brain is going to go more quickly to "I'm being cheated on" rather than he's fake texting his dead ex-husband kind of thing. But communication is key. Right, let's see if... Okay, this one, that was a bit more of a serious one. Let's raise the mood, raise the tone a little bit. TIFU, by asking my ex about her boob job, brackets, which she hadn't had. I was with my ex Ali for around 7 years. Towards the end it was obvious it wasn't working. We wanted different things and had different goals. I met someone else and we split up. She was upset. It didn't end that well and there was a lot of conflict about our house, etc. We've not really had any contact since. We weren't married and didn't have any kids. I'm still with my new partner and I found out that she met someone else, the brother of her best friend's partner. She got over me fairly quickly. Some background: Ali was small, slim and had a small chest, which she was self-conscious about. When we were together, I'd suggested she got a boob job for her own confidence, but she was totally against it. We met up again yesterday at a mutual friend's wedding. She looked amazing and her breasts were definitely bigger than when we were together. To be honest, I kept staring but also felt a bit annoyed that she'd actually had the enlargement for someone else. So this guy has quite literally exposed himself completely. He says I had suggested she got a boob job, brackets, for her own self-confidence. Then, not even 5 lines later, has said he's annoyed that she got it done for somebody else. This is where I effed up. I had too much to drink and decided to ask her about it. She denied she had a boob job and we argued. Other people were looking. My wife was looking. The best friend, boyfriend and brother started to approach. Then she told me she was pregnant. It was early days and she hadn't wanted to tell anyone, especially not at a wedding. Then she cried. Oh, it's really not funny, but it's also kind of hilarious. The groom asked me to leave. I did have a lot to drink, so I can't remember exactly what I said to her, but everyone now thinks I'm a total bastard and my partner is being really short with me. So I think it probably wasn't great. That's awful. Yeah, the top comment has more likes than the actual story, saying when you can't hold your drink and make a fool of yourself. Yeah, that is literally the crux of it. And no wonder your wife isn't talking to you properly, because ultimately you got smashed, was staring at your ex's boobs, and then asked her about her boob job that she hadn't had, thus outing yourself that you'd been staring at them. Yeah, that truly is a big old TIFU. And now we move on to the final story, which has 26,000 upvotes, so I think it was the most successful from the last couple of days. So I've literally only read the title. I have no idea what this is about. TIFU, by getting tested to donate a kidney to my wife. How on earth is this going to go wrong? I decided to get tested to see if I could donate my kidney to my wife of 6 years. We have 2 kids together. My wife got sick just after our son was born and now is in need of a kidney transplant. We checked with her relatives and none were a match or a viable donor. Last week I got tested. I knew it would be a long shot, so I decided to get tested to see if I could donate. I got a call the other day saying that I was a match. The doctor then said something about wanting to do additional testing due to some information from the HLA tissue test results. I didn't think much of it and agreed. Then the results came in and I was shocked and confused. He explained that because of how DNA information is passed down through generations, a parent to child could have at least a 50% match. Siblings could have 0 to 100% match. It was rare to have a high match as husband and wife. I asked, what does that mean? He said that my wife and I have an abnormally high match percentage. Long story short, we are related. Oh gosh. No, I'm not kidding. I was put up for adoption before I was born, placed into a family that moved across the country. I knew I was adopted, but we didn't have any information about my biological family. It was a closed adoption. I met my wife by chance 8 years ago. I was on a trip from work and she was working at the site I went to. We worked together for a week, exchanged numbers and kept in touch. I was sent back there 3 more times that year, and each time we became closer. I was given the opportunity to be transferred out there in a new, higher paying position in a different department as hers, and the rest is history. I don't know what to do moving forward, but I know it may be wrong. She's my wife and the mother of our kids. This post is probably going to get removed, but it is all true. That is so mad. That is so mad. I mean, realistically, you're married and you've got 2 kids. There's no going back, surely. There's no going back. You just have to sort of forget that she is your sister. Like, I'm sure I'm sure you would have mentioned if there was like, you know, if the children were born with like deficiencies or difficulties or whatever, so no harm, no foul, I guess. Oh, but that is mad. What would I do if I found out my fiancée was actually biologically my sister? That's actually really tapped, isn't it? But I think in this guy's position, like I said, you're married and you've got 2 kids. Like, you've got the family or whatever, and you were none the wiser before. I think you just have to somehow try and focus on the fact that without that test, they'd have been none the wiser and they'd have died happy and not knowing. I actually can't get over the astronomical odds of them being split up or whatever, and then somehow finding their way back to each other, and then them just so happening to being the one and falling in love. That is absolutely mental. That is hilarious, but also kind of sad. I wonder what he did or is going to do, because this was only written 2 days ago. He's done an edit saying he's had literally like 0 information about his biological parents, like nothing, so there wouldn't have been any indication prior. That's crazy. Well, we certainly ended with the best TIFU story, most definitely. But yeah, I think that is going to do it for tonight's video. Hopefully you enjoyed this. I love reading these, they're just so funny, and a lot of them make me feel just